Howdy folks, it's again 401119 with Head Frame Hunters. Oh man, it's been a little bit since we've been down here on the channel. We're back on the 130 north. We extended the 130 northwest out another about 6 feet so that I can put the young buggy in here and load out. Got about 90% of the way through mucking this out. You know, this is like a truckload and a half now that I look at it. And then got a flat tire on the young buggy. The tube that I had put in the position 3 gave up the ghost after over 2 years, so I can't be too upset with that. You know, it's a $70 repair. But we'll put the young buggy in there to load out, and here's the fun part. We brought the air track down here. Right now we just used a 1-inch hose to trim it down. We need to get a whole bunch of 1.5 inches, as that 1 inch does not have enough capacity to actually run this big PR 123 hammer. We got it mowed in, got trained up on it by the maestro. So get that hose, and we'll have to pull the feed rail back a little bit, get the face marked up, and start drilling out our round. So we spent like 2 hours messing with this thing because we could not, you know, we had a good blow, good rotation, good hammer, good everything except feed. So I start freaking out and thinking this whole feed chain drive assembly, it runs off of a Gardner Denver air motor. I start thinking this whole thing's bad. Then I, you know, disconnect both hoses, make sure I have pressure going both directions. Then this one, which is the feed hose, starts blowing air all over the place. I finally cottoned onto that. So we cut the end of it off, banded, well, not a new fitting, it was an old fitting because it was a weird fitting, but banded the fitting back into a better section of hose because it was cracked and you could see steel braid through it. And lo and behold, after I ran it back and forth for a couple minutes, we've got feed.
Your air is off. You want it back on?
Yeah, turn the air on for the video. Controls are here. This is the feed. This is your water. There's your hydraulic control. Here's your hammer control. This is your rotation. So if you push your rotation lever forward like you're drilling to tighten, and then pull it back to break the power. Another drill rod. So we're going to be pushing this out probably 20 feet, which is about our limit. We're just trying to angle it up because gravity will kind of pull the drill string down as it advances. And we want to make sure that we still get recovery of our cuttings from the far back of the hole. Alright, well, the first air track long hole was a success. We wrapped up.
Just cleaning my shade.
Yeah, Pecos was measuring the whole dip with this tape. We're 22 feet by the tape. Should have been at 19 and a half, but I think there's going to be a little bit of we'll gain some additional footage with our bit and couplers, and then the tape is not perfectly rigid, so if it bends inside the hole, it'll exaggerate the length. So we're basically mud logging this stuff, and if you look at this right here, that is black sulfide. Honestly, almost, if you told me, I don't think it's a canthite. The geology's wrong on this zone. There's not a whole lot of silver, but if you told me it was telluride or something, I'd believe you. I don't know exactly what it is. It might be pyrrhotite, but either way, this is a good ore indicator, and that was towards the top of the mud log bucket. So we're
Honestly, we should go deeper, but that ground's getting a little sketchy.
I'd like to put a round into it first. Another day, another dollar. $9.33 in this case, as I managed to shear the feed divergence cylinder line right there. Just, I don't know if I hit it against something or side loaded it too much, but the JIC snapped off the end. So $9.33 later, I got a fresh hose. Hose comes off of that port on the valve spool, then runs through the boom, so the boom's hollow, which is kind of clever. And then screws onto the cylinder. If I start telling this thing to go in its hole, Pecos is going to accuse me of imitating him. Feels promising. Got it on this end. So in the highly unlikely event there's any actual jumbo mechanics watching this, I know that the correct way to do this is field fittings and JIC unions, but we just started running this thing and those are still in the mail, so just, bear with me. No, I'm not a jumbo mechanic, but I do play one on YouTube. So I've often heard it said that the metric system is better because everything is easy whole numbers. Well, you got the same thing in SAE. It's called steenths. See, this is an 11/16 wrench. Exact same thing. That is some horrible routing. It looks like I need to adjust where, yeah, that'll do it. I guess this will work. And I just don't really like a whole lot of anything about this. I don't think that's going to seal. Well, moving the thing back here took Gail and I probably 20 minutes. But we're drilled out on the 130 north, 130 northwest. Just needs some finisher holes done with the jack leg. So for while we're shooting, we're just gonna tuck the air track back in the south remuck. Wanted to bring it in far enough that I had room to load the young buggy out in here. I can load out in here provided that there is not anything sticking out past this. So we're good by probably a good 4 feet or so. I'm happy with that. We'll gear out the rest of our stuff and go draw powder. All right, air track is safely in the south remuck and the shot is tied in. We're gonna be initiating with cap and fuse today. Have our safety fuse tied onto the end of the deck cord right there. Have about a 4.5 minute fuse. So we're starting to load with emulsion powder. It's a Dino AP. Nice cartridge stuff, loads really nice. And another product called Z powder. It's like a permissible cartridge dynamite for coal mines, but it's really soft, so it's a lot easier to prime. Less fumes, and it's available in 8-inch length, which is real nice because you get a lot more cartridges per case, and it's a lot more bang for your buck. You back that up with a whole bunch of prill. It's just a fairly cheap way to shoot. So I like that stuff. I think we'll order more of it. Ring main's tied in. This is a big shot. Truthfully, I think I over drilled it. I think I'm gonna want to extend our hole spacing by probably 6 inches for the next one. So I'm expecting to shoot this to the moon and have ball mill feed at the face, but where's the earth-shattering kaboom?
May have been a 5-minute fuse. Something I should double check.
Oh, great. It's like a 60-ton jack in the box.
Yeah, it was a 5-minute fuse.
Way to go. Well, that was some air blast.
I think we may have blown up our header.
All right, the shot's been cleared, vented out, wet down, barred down, and our fragmentation was real good, and we pulled 7.5 feet. The geology's a little inconclusive. You know, we got a lot of interesting looking stuff. Like this is pretty good looking here, but I don't know. It's we're gonna have to assay it and find out. All right, folks. This has been Port 1119 with Headframe Hunters. Thank you all very much for watching, and adios.